Welcome to the deep dive. Ready for this? We're diving deep into the work of Daphne Koller.
Daphne Koller, yeah.
A leading figure in AI, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. A pioneer, really.
You guys gave us a ton to work with.
Yeah.
Technical journals, articles, even a bio from like an AI VIP website.
It's a good mix.
It is. So we're going to extract what makes her so important, right?
Ah,
And what's so fascinating about her work?
sounds like a plan.
Get ready for probabilistic graphical models.
Ooh.
Sounds intimidating, but don't worry.
Yeah, we'll break it down.
The expert speaker here will help us unpack it all.
Absolutely.
And as we'll learn how online learning and AI actually intersect
Interesting.
with a platform you've probably even heard of.
I'm intrigued. Let's dive in.
So, expert speaker, what were your initial impressions when you first looked at all this material on Koller?
You know, it's really remarkable just how much ground she's covered.
Yeah.
From developing, new theoretical frameworks to really revolutionizing how we learn online.
Like changing the game.
Yeah. She's constantly pushing the boundaries of AI, that's for sure.
Stanford, right. Didn't she go to Stanford?
Yeah, she did for both her bachelor's and her PhD, actually.
In computer science.
That's right.
I mean, Stanford, come on, it's like the heart of cutting-edge research.
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you think that, shaped her whole approach to AI?
Well, I think it definitely instilled in her a focus on real-world applications.
Not just theory.
Not just theory, exactly. She's not
Yeah.
just interested in, abstract concepts. She wants to see AI making a real difference in the world.
Okay, so probabilistic graphical models.
Yeah.
PGMs. Break it down for us.
All right. So imagine, a network, right?
Yeah.
Where each point is a variable,
Yeah.
say, a patient's symptom, or a piece of data a self-driving car collects.
Got it.
And these points, they're all connected, showing how they influence each other.
Okay, I'm visualizing it.
Now, PGMs, they're like a map, right?
Yeah.
For AI systems to navigate this whole complex web of relationships.
Ooh, a map.
Yeah, and they allow AI to deal with uncertainty, which is huge in the real world.
Because things aren't always black and white, right?
Exactly. There's always that maybe factor.
Yeah.
And, what's amazing is Koller didn't just use PGMs, she made them better.
Made them better.
Yeah, more efficient, capable of handling these massive data sets.
So we're talking, big data here.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
This is important, right? Because, think about a doctor,
Right.
diagnosing a patient. They have to consider so many factors, right? Symptoms, medical history, test results.
And self-driving cars, constantly bombarded with data from their sensors.
It's overwhelming.
It is. But Koller's work on PGMs, it made it possible for AI to process all that information.
So they can make better decisions.
More informed decisions, even with incomplete information.
That's incredible. So this early work with PGMs,
Yeah,
it's like the foundation for all these amazing AI applications we see today.
absolutely. It really paved the way.
So then she shifts to data-driven AI, right?
Right, exactly.
This is a big deal. Explain it.
So instead of relying on pre-programmed rules, right, data-driven AI, it learns from tons of real-world data, massive amounts.
I remember seeing something about supervised and unsupervised learning.
Oh, yeah.
Give us a quick ELI 5 on that. Explain it to a 5-year-old.
Okay, so supervised learning. It's like having a teacher, right?
Okay.
They give you labeled examples and you learn to recognize patterns, make predictions based on those examples.
Got it.
Unsupervised learning. It's more like, exploring a puzzle without knowing the final picture.
Oh, interesting.
You have to find the patterns and relationships yourself.
So figuring it out on your own.
Exactly. In Koller, she's made contributions to both types.
That's amazing.
It really is.
Okay, so this data-driven approach, what kind of real-world applications are we talking about?
Well, for example, Koller's work has led to AI that can identify patients at risk of certain diseases.
Whoa.
Just by analyzing their medical record.
Real.
Yeah, because the AI has learned to recognize patterns in the data that indicate an increased risk.
That's huge.
It is. It's got so much potential to, revolutionize healthcare.
And then, of course, there's Coursera.
Oh, yeah.
Co-founded with Andrew Ng. I mean, come on.
It's huge.
Massive. What was it about Coursera that stood out to you?
What fascinated me was Koller's vision for it. It
Yeah.
wasn't just about, putting lectures online.
Right.
She wanted to create a global learning community.
Like a worldwide classroom.
Yeah, making top-tier education accessible to everyone.
And over 190 countries.
It's incredible.
What makes Coursera different from, other online learning?
I think it's the AI. They use it to personalize the learning experience.
So it's not just watching videos, right?
No, it's more than that. AI recommends courses, connects learners with similar interests.
So you're not just, like, passively absorbing information.
No, you're part of a community. You're actively engaged.
Wow. Someone who might never have had the chance to attend, like, a top university,
Right.
learn from the best in the world thanks to Coursera.
Exactly. It really does democratize access to knowledge.
It's amazing how much we've covered already. PGMs, data-driven AI, the impact of Coursera.
A lot.
Koller's work has had a huge impact on AI, that's for sure.
And we're just getting started. In part 2, we'll delve into her company, Insitro,
Ooh, can't wait.
and how she's using machine learning to transform drug discovery.
Sounds fascinating.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Daphne Koller's world.
Yeah, it's crazy to think we're only halfway through.
We've got a lot more to cover.
Last time we talked about Koller's journey,
Right.
from developing those probabilistic graphical models, PGMs,
Yeah.
to, like, revolutionizing online learning with Coursera.
It's clear her impact goes way beyond, just one area.
Totally. And speaking of impact, we're shifting gears now
Okay.
to talk about Koller's company,
Insitro.
Insitro. Yeah.
Our sources describe it as using AI, specifically machine learning.
To change how we discover new drugs. Expert speaker, break this down for us.
Okay, so traditional drug discovery,
Yeah.
it's really slow
It takes forever.
and expensive. You're basically testing thousands of compounds,
Hoping for the best.
hoping one of them works. Yeah. What Insitro does is they use machine learning
Okay.
to create models of human diseases.
Models of diseases.
Yeah, and then they test potential drugs virtually within those models.
So instead of, like, experimenting on cells in a lab,
Right.
they're doing it on a computer.
Exactly, running simulations.
That sounds way faster.
Yeah, it is much faster and potentially more accurate too.
Really?
Yeah, because the models Insitro builds, they're based on huge amounts of biological data,
Okay.
like gene expression patterns, protein interactions, clinical trial results.
So they're using, like, real-world data
Yeah, and this lets them simulate how a drug might interact with the human body.
in a much more detailed way.
Much more detailed than traditional methods, yeah.
That's mind-blowing. So are they actually discovering new drugs this way?
It's still early,
Okay.
but they're making progress. They've published research on using their platform to identify potential treatments
For what kind of diseases?
for liver disease and even neurodegenerative conditions like ALS.
Wow, those are some serious diseases.
They are.
It sounds like Insitro could really, like, make a difference if they're successful.
Oh, absolutely. And this gets back to, what we talked about earlier about
Yeah.
Koller's commitment to using AI for good.
Right.
She's not just interested in, advancing the technology.
It's about the impact.
Yeah. She wants to see it used to solve real problems, improve people's lives.
Like a common thread in everything we've learned about Koller, right?
It really is.
From PGMs to Coursera to Insitro, it's all about pushing the boundaries of AI.
Yeah.
But also, like, keeping that focus on real-world impact.
Absolutely. It's impressive.
Okay, so, out of all this material on Daphne Koller, what stood out to you the most?
What really made me go, wow.
Yeah.
It's how she combines deep technical expertise with this amazing ability to see the big picture.
Like she's thinking ahead.
Yeah, she's not just an AI researcher, she's a visionary
That's a good word for her.
who understands how this technology can impact society. That's rare.
Yeah, it's one thing to be brilliant,
Right.
but it's another to have that vision and commitment.
To making the world a better place.
Exactly. And, it's not just about her own projects, right? How has Koller, like, shaped the field of AI as a whole?
Her influence goes far beyond her own research and companies, that's for sure.
Yeah.
She's a sought-after speaker,
Oh, yeah, I bet.
a prolific writer, and a mentor to so many young AI researchers.
So she's, like, inspiring the next generation.
She is, and through all these avenues, she's helped to shape the direction of the field,
Okay.
advocating for a more interdisciplinary, human-centered approach to AI.
That interdisciplinary aspect really comes through in the sources, right?
It does, yeah.
It's like she's constantly bridging the gap between computer science and other fields.
Like biology, medicine, even education.
Which is amazing.
It is. She recognizes that the most interesting AI applications,
Yeah.
they often lie at the intersection of different disciplines.
You gotta, think outside the box.
Exactly. She's not afraid to venture outside the traditional boundaries of computer science.
And she encourages others to do the same.
She does, which is so important.
Yeah, because AI isn't just about building cool algorithms, right?
No, it's not.
It's about using those algorithms to solve real-world problems.
And that requires understanding those problems,
Whether it's diagnosing a disease, designing a personalized learning experience, or developing a new drug.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Koller's interdisciplinary approach has been really influential.
In what way?
Well, it's helped to foster collaborations,
Yeah.
between AI researchers and experts in other fields.
Bringing people together.
Yeah. And that's led to some groundbreaking work.
I'm also struck by, Koller's focus on making AI accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
It's like a recurring theme, right?
Yeah.
From Coursera to her efforts to explain complex AI concepts.
In a way that anyone can understand.
That's so important.
It is. It's clear that she believes that AI should be a tool for good.
Yeah.
And that means making sure it's accessible to as many people as possible.
So it's not just for the elite, right?
No, she doesn't want AI confined to elite universities or tech giants.
She wants to see it used to empower individuals.
To democratize knowledge.
Yeah, and to solve problems that affect everyone.
Exactly.
That's a powerful vision, especially as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
It is. It's crucial that we have a variety of people shaping its development and application.
So we need different perspectives.
You do. And Koller's work is paving the way for a more inclusive and equitable future for AI.
I love that.
She's not just building AI systems, she's building a community around AI.
A community, yeah.
That values a human-centered approach.
That's key.
And recognizes the potential of this technology to make a positive impact on the world.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the key takeaway? What's the one thing you want our listener to remember about Daphne Koller?
For me, it's this. Daphne Koller shows the power of combining technical brilliance with a deep sense of purpose.
I like that.
She's not just an AI pioneer. She's a visionary leader who's shaping the future of AI to benefit all of humanity.
Beautifully said. And that brings us to our final thought.
Okay.
Something for our listener to ponder. We've seen how Koller has applied her expertise to healthcare, education, drug discovery.
Right.
But what other areas of society could benefit from her approach to AI? What problems are you facing that AI could help solve? It's a question worth thinking about.
Definitely worth pondering.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're wrapping up our exploration of Daphne Koller.
Daphne Koller, yeah.
A true force in the world of AI, really.
Absolutely.
Last time we were talking about how her impact, it goes beyond just her individual projects.
Beyond her own specific work, yeah.
Exactly. So to kick off part 3, I'm curious.
Okay.
What do you see as Koller's lasting legacy? What would she be remembered for down the line?
Well, I think Koller will be remembered for, several key things.
Okay.
First, her work on PGMs, right? Probabilistic graphical models.
Those, yeah.
It really laid the groundwork for AI systems to be able to deal with real-world complexity and uncertainty.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a foundational piece.
A building block.
Yeah, that's enabled so many, subsequent advancements in AI.
It's amazing to think how something developed years ago
Right.
is still shaping the field today.
It just shows how ahead of the curve she was.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then there's her work on making AI accessible, right?
Right.
Through platforms like Coursera.
Oh, yeah.
Her vision of, democratizing knowledge
Making it available to everyone.
has had a huge impact, hasn't it?
Huge. Opened up opportunities for so many people.
It's like she's created a ripple effect.
A ripple effect. I like that.
Empowering people to not just learn about AI, but to actually, contribute to the field.
Exactly, to be a part of it.
And finally, I think she'll be remembered as, a champion.
A champion.
For a more human-centered approach to AI.
Oh, absolutely.
Her emphasis on interdisciplinary collaboration.
Bringing together different fields.
Her focus on real-world applications, and her belief that AI should be a tool for good.
That's key.
Those are all, values.
Values, yeah.
That'll continue to shape the field for a long time.
The years to come, yeah.
That's a powerful legacy to leave behind, isn't it?
It really is.
It's inspiring to see someone who's not just brilliant, but also deeply committed.
Committed, yeah.
Using their skills to make a positive difference.
A positive impact, yeah.
Well said. And that brings us to our final thought.
Okay.
Something for our listener to ponder. We've seen how Koller's journey has taken her from like groundbreaking theoretical work to revolutionizing education
to healthcare
and transforming healthcare.
It's amazing.
What's clear is that her story, still being written.
It's still unfolding.
It'll be fascinating to see what she does next.
What challenges she tackles, what new breakthroughs she makes.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Daphne Koller.
It's been a pleasure.
It has. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration